Okay, so the first section of the sales video or sales letter is your star. So it begins with a pattern interrupt. You gotta say something that's gonna grab their attention, right? And there's a million ways to do pattern interrupts. I'm not gonna give you all the examples, but it's some way to break their state. Sometimes it's a funny video, or sometimes it's a dramatic intro or a good headline, or just something where it kind of just grabs their attention, right? A lot of times it's that Inquirer headline, that Inquirer thing just kind of grabs them. Now after I kind of broke their pattern, got them into this video or this sales letter, then I go back to my core desire questions. Okay, I like to do it this way. So I like start like, if you look at again back here at the .com Secrets X, here's my core desire questions. Have you ever wanted to work from home or own your own business? Come on, you want that lifestyle, the one that everyone talks about, where you can work from home in your underwear or on a beach with a laptop. Okay, so I'm talking about their core desires. Okay, so what's your audience's core desires? Have you ever wanted to lose weight? Have you ever wanted to be able to fit in that bikini? Have you ever wanted to have a six-pack? Okay, what are their core desires? I ask them that. Like, I want to call them out. Like, have you ever wanted those things? And they're like, yeah. But now the problem is that everyone's skeptical online, right? So the next thing to do is I have to agitate their past failures. Okay, so if you look right here, I agitate it like, so why hasn't it happened for you yet? Okay, so I'm kind of calling them out on it. Like, come on, admit it. This is not the first time you look for a proven way to make money, is it? Come on, you got to admit this is not the first time you try to lose weight, is it? Okay, so I'm kind of calling them out. So I'm agitating the past failures, and then talking about those things, right? Like, you've tried this before. You tried diet scheme after scheme. Nothing's worked. You're fatter now than you ever were. You're more broke now than you ever, whatever that thing is, right? I'm agitating these past failures and make them kind of like, oh man, this does suck. And then I got to come back and say, look, I've got a promise for you. During this video, I'm going to show you my #1 secret for blah, 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 right? What's the one thing? What's my big promise I have for them? Okay, every good sales video is going to have one big, huge promise. I promise you, you're going to get this thing, this result, this whatever. So whatever your one big promise is, your big result, that's where we drop that. Okay, because we're agitating the past failures, but you're promising me now there's something big, there's something different, there's something that's going to change them. And then I introduce myself. Okay, most people start their sales videos introducing themselves first, and I think it's wrong. Okay, you've got to take them through this process here, because no one cares about you until they think that you can actually solve their problems. Okay, so take them through this process. Boom, here I'm promising something now. Boom, my name is Russell Brunson, and I want to thank you so much for watching this video. Now, for me, this is where I usually introduce the reluctant hero. Okay, for you, you may be the leader, you may be the reporter, whatever it is. But here's where I introduce my attractive character. And I say, hey, I'm Russell Brunson. And 5 years ago, I was just like you. I was broke. And I was trying to figure out this internet thing. And I got ripped off by guru after guru. And it was a horrible process. And finally, I figured it out. And I never was planning on sharing it with people. But I saw how many people were struggling. I decided I got to be part of this, right? Boom. So I'm kind of introducing my attractive character. So there's the star portion of the sales video. Then we jump over to story. Okay, a lot of this story stuff, you guys, I learned from Dagan Smith. I will give him 100% credit. Okay, so my story always starts at a point of high drama, like we talked about earlier with email sequencing. And from there, I share my backstory and I talk about the wall I hit, okay, which is usually the same wall they're at right now. Okay, look at where's my audience right now. They're stuck because they're broke. They're stuck because they can't make money. They're stuck because they're having nerve pain. Whatever that is, this is the wall they're stuck at. So I take them to this wall, and then from there, identify their problem. Look, you got the same problem I had. Okay, the problem is that blah, 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 blah. And then something happened. Okay, now for me, there's two directions I go with, and it depends on what actually happened in my story. One, I either had a big epiphany, like, wow, this is what I should do instead. Okay, or the second one is like Declaration of Independence. That's when I woke up one day and said, enough is enough. I've got to change. I got to figure it out today. Okay, so either I'm going the epiphany angle or the Declaration of Independence angle. Either one of those works. Okay, whichever one fits better for your story. Then from there, so I declare my independence, or I shared my epiphany, and I want to share with you the path that I went on to find my ultimate solution. So here's the path. I tried this, and I tested this, and I worked on this, and I figured out all these kind of things, and nothing was working, and all of a sudden, boom, I had my first sign of success. I remember jumping on that scale and seeing the pounds starting to melt off. Or I remember the very first time I got a commission and how it changed my life. I remember the first time the nerve pain went away, right? Whatever the first sign of success is. And then you step back and you say, and that's when I realized that it wasn't my fault. Okay, this is the portion, you guys, where, remember we talked about from the Inception script about confirming their suspicions, or excuse me, what was the actual terminology? Yeah, justify their failures. So here's where I start justifying my failures, right? So that's when I realized that it wasn't me that was it wasn't my fault that I was fat. It's not your fault either. It's the what? Conspiracy theory, right? It's the government. It's the gurus. It's the weight loss things. It's the someone, right? I'm blaming there's some conspiracy behind this, right? Everyone's got this thing. We talked about in Inception, we talked about confirming suspicions. Everyone's got these suspicions that something else is holding him back. So all I'm doing is I'm justifying their failures, confirming their suspicions that there's some conspiracy happening and there's a big, huge lie, and this is not your fault. You've got to understand it's not your fault that you're broke, you're overweight, that you're in pain, that you're unhappy, that you're whatever it is you're selling, right? You got to understand this is not your fault, you guys. Whose fault is it? Boom. You got to determine a common enemy. It's the guru. It's the drug companies. It's the magazine publishers. It's the traffic guys. It's the whoever, right? You got to blame someone. It's Facebook. It's Google. It's whoever the common enemy is, right? Again, this comes back down to deception. We talked about throwing rocks at our enemies. This is where we're throwing rocks at our common enemies. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have ever studied like cults. I don't want to ever start a cult, but there's some books out there about starting cults. It's really interesting because this is one of the core things in starting a cult is defining a common enemy. So who's the common enemy for your audience? Because you want to define that. And obviously we don't want to start our own cults, but if you want a cult-like following of people buying your stuff, you got to define a common enemy and throw rocks at them. Blame them. It's their fault that all these bad things are happening. Okay, and then after you realize it was the big bad guru or the drug company or whatever, you kept doing stuff, and all of a sudden you started seeing this rapid growth. You went from little to big, and all these great things were happening, and all of a sudden you got it. Like you were free. You had this awesome stuff happening. But it wasn't just you. It happened to other people as well. Okay, here's a case study how it worked for this person and this person. And here's 3 other people this also worked for. So it wasn't just me. It's working for everybody I showed it to as well. And now what I didn't understand when I first got started, I understood the benefits would be that I would feel better, I would make more money, whatever. But the hidden benefits that have happened that have just been this pleasant surprise is this and this and this and this. All these hidden benefits that came from it, right? Okay, so there's the story part of our sales letter. So we got star, story. Now we've got to introduce our solution. So the solution, this is where we first start our formal introduction. And that's why I created my product. Boom, I'm formally introducing my product to you. Now, as soon as I introduce this product, usually there's always going to be like this initial letdown in someone's mind, like, oh, that's all it is. It's going to be an ebook. Oh, it's just going to be some software, whatever. There's this kind of drop here. And so here, immediately after I introduce it, I got to come back and be like, look, to create this thing, it was a pain in the butt. It was not easy. I spent countless days and months and weeks in doing this. It cost me a ton of money. I had to hire programmers, developers, and I had to travel the world and all the pain, all the costs I had to figure out to get this. And all of a sudden, like, wow, that actually is pretty cool. I don't want to do it. But then you transition from the pain and cost it took you to the ease and the speed that they're going to get because of it. Okay, but it was totally worth it because now for everyone else who uses this, it's so much easier for them. They don't have the pain I had to have. Okay, and it's so much faster. They're able to get started today with what took me months or even a year to complete. They can get it done almost instantly. Okay, so I introduce ease and speed. Then I transition over to my SO benefits. Okay, a SO benefit, a lot of times you guys, people will share a benefit. Like one of the benefits is that my skin got clearer. Okay, that's a benefit. A SO benefit is my skin got clear, so now I can actually look in the mirror with a smile on my face. Okay, benefit is my car went fast. A SO benefit is my car went fast, so now I can go and pick up chicks or whatever it is, right? So the SO is the key. Whenever I share benefits, I attach a SO to it, and now I can say why that is, and that's the key to benefit. You guys, people always like drop benefits, and they don't give the SO behind it, and it just ruins it. So there's your SO benefits, right? Then we drop down social proof. Here's other people it's working for. Here's my special offer for you. I'm going to show you how to do all this stuff during my training course. It's going to be awesome. And then it's going to be really, really expensive, right? And then we drop price down. So it's, if you do yourself, it's going to cost 10 grand, but it's not going to be 10. It's not going to be 5, not going to be 4, not going to be 3. And then boom, we show a fake price. It's going to be whatever, $5,000, right? Fake price. And after I share the fake price, and this is key, you guys, and we'll share this also in the webinar section. I share the fake price, then I come over and say, look, and I know I'm not going to charge you $5 grand for this, but I want to ask you a question. If all this did was help you to something that added pleasure to life, all this did was help you to finally live in the house of your dreams, would it be worth it? If all this did was help you to to look better in your swimming suit, would it be worth it? Yeah, I think it would. And then if all this did was help you to fire your boss, would it be worth it? If all this did was help you to stop having people laugh at you behind your back, would it be worth it? Okay. One thing you got to understand, you guys, is all of us, we make our choices based on either moving towards pleasure or away from pain. And your audience is going to have different motivation points. So what I want to do is I want to take the big price, right? The big price that I give somebody, and I need to justify that. So I just say, if all statements are magic. So if all this did was this, would it be worth it? And I need to attach one of those things, at least one to pleasure and one to pain. Okay, so if all this did was help you to gain more pleasure, would it be worth it? If all this did was take away your pain, would it be more worth it? And then boom, now we drop down to, well, don't worry, I'm not gonna charge you $5,000. I'm only gonna charge you $3,000, or I'm only gonna charge you $1,000, or I'm only gonna charge you $500. So I reveal the actual price. Then I switch to my guarantee, which is gonna be my logic close. So right here, the if alls, this is my emotional close. Then guarantee is my logical close. Then I got to inject scarcity. So you guys got to act fast because this is not going to be available forever. This is my fear close. Then I do my future pacing again, like I shared with you on the other script. Just imagine what life's going to be like when you have this. Here's the call to action. Now, post-selling is what, after somebody's bought, usually people are still watching the video, but I say, look, for those of you guys who are already buying and are already signed up, I want to talk to you guys for a minute, because you're going to be in the members area in a minute, and what you're going to find is this, and what you're going to see is this. I start talking to the people who've already bought, and by doing this post-selling, it gets people realizing that other people are buying and they're not, and it makes them want to buy even more. Then I do some takeaway selling. Takeaway selling is basically a warning. You need to understand that this is not going to be available forever. Okay, guys, this is here now. It's not going to be here tomorrow. One of my favorite takeaway pitches is you guys understand, like, I've already lost the weight. This product's not for me. Okay, I feel great right now. I'm healthy right now. I'm making money right now. Whatever your product is, right? This is already working for me. This is not about me. This is about you right now. Okay. Tomorrow I'm gonna wake up in the morning. I'm gonna feel great no matter what. But you're gonna wake up and still be overweight unless you take my product. Okay. So I'm kind of doing this takeaway sell, like putting it back on them. And so I do that, and then we close the reminder. So you guys remember, this offer is available right now. You're gonna get this, this, and this. And click on the button now, and we'll see you on the next page. Boom. So there's the star, the story, and the solution.